Hello everyone, my name is Aida Viviana Nieto and this is my first assignment presentation for Carolina Rodriguez. I hope you find it interesting. Let's start my learning profile talking about my conception about learning. I consider that learning is a mental process in which you transform information into knowledge by means of reflection, understanding, and experience. Slavin 2003 in Brown 2007 states that learning is a change in an individual caused by experience. This process implies that all human dimensions play an active role to be achieved, since there is a need of awareness to succeed. But why is it important in my life? It is of great relevance because I want a profitable life, and also because I want to feel proud of myself and give better opportunities to my family and my pupils for their future. To achieve this permanent goal, I recognize that my main strengths are that I'm open-minded. I focus my learning on things that I love and enjoy doing. I like listening to others, and I'm also responsible and have positive attitudes towards the tasks. According to Ventura, 1994, these abilities allow me to increase self-efficacy, since people must have a robust sense of personal efficacy to sustain the perseverant efforts to succeed. However, my weaknesses are concerned with stress and time management. The first one because I feel nervous when I have to talk in front of an audience. According to Pajares, 1996, this situation is related to the self-preference and beliefs of my self-capabilities, which affect negatively in my behavior by increasing my levels of stress and making me avoid these kind of situations. The second one, time management, refers that I'm not well organized with my schedule as I would like to. Sometimes I plan to accomplish certain tasks in a specific period of time, but then I leave it aside and start doing something else. That makes me lose a lot of time, and then I feel overdue. Chung, 2008, relates this situation with the self-regulation learning, in which a person has to develop responsibility to control his own process by means of planning, monitoring, and evaluating. Based on that, I could say that I have to improve in the last two, since although I plan, I neither monitor nor evaluate my process. That's why this behavior doesn't change. Related to resourcefulness to find information and use it in context, I could say that firstly, I follow instructions. This allows me to plan the steps I have to follow for achieving the expected goal. Secondly, as I am a curious person, I like searching the net, visiting libraries, and consulting with my friends about the place I can find the information I'm looking for. Also, if there is something that is not clear for me, I try over and over again, so I'm persistent until I can get it, or I can ask someone for explanation. I support this idea in Thornton's conception about planning, which is related to the skills for setting a goal, choose resources, and making plans. Knowles, 1975, also states that sets the learning goals and identify human and material resources are characteristics of self-direction. Talking about my intrinsic motivation, I think it emerges from the need of knowing and improving myself every day. I consider knowledge is the main source to succeed in life, not only in terms of money, but also related to the personal and social growth. That enthusiasm is what, according to Hammer, makes the learners spend more time learning on their own and feel more positive during the learning process. Related to my planning skills, I could say that I organize a schedule in order to prioritize tasks, and I use visual aids to keep them in mind. However, I have to be more strict with time management, since I don't follow what I established, and it causes me that some days are relaxed and others are full of work. Managing stress is not difficult for me, so for example, I can work under pressure without problem. However, when I'm overwhelmed of activities, it takes me more time to organize myself. Also, as I stated before, I manage a high level of stress when I have to speak in front of others. Bandura states that it concerns to self-efficacy, since it is related to people's beliefs about their capabilities to produce designated levels of performance. So, if their beliefs are strong, they can easily challenge themselves every day to master their experiences, and they manage low levels of stress. By the contrary, if their beliefs are low or poor, they try to avoid those kind of activities that make them feel in that way. Related to the ability to overcome errors, I could say that I have some difficulties since I feel embarrassed about making mistakes, especially when I speak in front of others. Then, related to the competences I have for troubleshooting situations, I consider these are high since I'm able to analyze the tasks and look for possible solutions. Moreover, I'm good in team and group work because I listen to others' ideas and suggestions, value and improve them in order to accomplish successfully with the task. I consider myself working with others as a shy but active person, since although I'm not a leader, I try to organize the task, take a role, and encourage my classmates for carrying it out in the established time. According to Bandura, this means that my cognitive efficacy process is high, since I'm analytical, task-oriented, and organized, and also I visualize success. Now let's continue talking about my beliefs in success. My opinion related to this aspect is that through the time I've started to have a more positive attitude towards being successful. I think it's because of experience and maturity processes. These skills allow me to increase self-efficacy by having positive attitudes that allow me to make a bigger effort, focus my attention, enjoy the process, and feel comfortable with the tasks. Rotter, 1966, refers to these characteristics as perceived control, which is related to general expectancies about whether outcomes are controlled and support self-directed courses of action. Sean, 1990, conceives a goal as what an individual is consciously trying to accomplish, which requires a self-regulated process that is influenced by prior knowledge of experiences, behavior, and personal and social attitudes. These characteristics or processes allow to increase self-concept and self-efficacy to higher overcome difficulties, pursue challenges, and accomplishing tasks. Concerning to this explanation, I'm on the way of developing or mastering certain processes that are still low. However, and due to my positive attitude, I perceive it would be easier than for those who are more negative than me. This aspect is related to technology to develop autonomy. Consider that technology increases autonomy since you have to look for different strategies to accomplish the tasks without the direct teacher's instruction. Learner's autonomy is one of the main goals of language learning and teaching. Holley, 1981, defined autonomy as the ability to take charge of one's own learning. In recent decades, researchers have increased their interest in analyzing how learners develop their autonomy and how the use of technological resources influence that process. According to Benson and Boller, 1997, the promotion of autonomy in language learning has links in the field of education and has been sustained and nourished by innovative work in the field of self-directed language learning. Guerrero, 2013, conducted a study in a public school in Bogotá with the aim to improve lexical skills through the use of a technological platform. In her study, she pointed out that implementation of virtual activities increased the students' motivation and providing opportunities to manage and culture their own independent practice. Taking into account these definitions and relating them into my own experience, I think that technology is helping me to improve my skills, since it demands me to take control over my own learning process by analyzing my needs, looking for strategies, and evaluating myself. I consider that my main competence in the use of technology is the disposition I have for learning to use it appropriately and efficiently. I know that technology is the main source of information of nowadays, so if I want to be a good teacher, I have to be updated and take advantage of this strategy inside my lessons. Finally, let me show you my learning plan. As you have noticed, my problems are related to monitoring, evaluating, and managing stress. I already said that I'm good at planning. I always take into account the activities I have to do and schedule my time in order to achieve these tasks on time. However, I'm not strict with the schedule, and I allow other activities affect the current flow of my organization. That's why, at the end of the week, I'm full of work. The possible solutions is just by being strict with myself and follow the plan. I also have to take into account other activities into my planning so none of them will interfere with the other. Evaluation is of great relevance since this process allows me to assess what is successful and what is not in my learning process. So my strategies are concerned with self-assessment and peer assessment. In that way, at the end of a task, I will assess how was my attitude and process and what I have to improve. Also, I should ask someone's opinions for enriching my knowledge. The last one is managing stress. I have to bear in mind that we can learn from errors, have a more positive attitude, and face the situations to overcome fear. Finally, this is the references. So I hope you have enjoyed this activity and have a nice day.
Thank you.